I'm Erik here at Interop in Las Vegas, talking with Alan Ugolini from Corning Cable Systems. Alan, thanks for joining me.
You're welcome very much.
I want to talk a little bit about Optical, and specifically, maybe start off by talking about sort of some of the things that you're seeing, and some of the things that some of the things you would suggest to companies looking to deploy optical in their data centers.
Yeah, that's up front. I think during your design phases, you definitely want to review the applicable standards. So some of them that are out there right now that are very good to review is the TIA 942 standard, or the data center standard. Not only does it talk about your cabling infrastructure, your physical layer, but it also tells you great advice on facility planning and networking. Other standards out there that you can review are IEEE, like the current one, the current 10 gig standard, are the ones that are coming up, like 4100 gig. This gives you a good foundation and understanding of baseline, techniques or methods to deploy inside your data center.
Well, you mentioned standards, and you specifically mentioned that the standards for the IEEE standards for 40 and 100 gig. Which I guess are expected to be ratified later this summer.
Yes.
What impact is that going to have on the cabling industry?
One that I think is going to catch some people is that copper UTP is not in the standard. So the other thing is, as it relates to optical, in particular multi-mode, we're moving from a serial transmission, one where you have a transmit and receive fiber, or you're using duplex style connectors like an LC connector, moving away from that, and you're going to go into a serial transmission. Serial transmission where, like, say 40 gig, you have 4 fibers transmit, 4 fibers receive. So you're moving away from connectivity that is made for duplex transmission like LCs. You're moving to multi-fiber connectors like an MPO connector. So one of the things that an infrastructure manager or a data center manager needs to realize is that if you are going to implement that connectivity in the future, you're going to move away from duplex type connectivity, and you're going to move into multi-ferrule type solutions.
So, data centers, just like anybody else, any other network, two keys, obviously, network reliability, network uptime. Yep. What are some of the benefits or technology advances in optical that help data centers achieve reliability and uptime?
Yeah, and as data centers progress on, they come key, to business success, and so uptime and reliability, as it becomes more, of a solid business decision to have that infrastructure in place to maintain that 24-hour, 7 days a week uptime. There has been some very good key technology advances in optical cabling to help with that. One of them is bend-insensitive fiber. So in the past, where you might have had catastrophic failures with cabling that's shut into a door or that's been kinked, those are virtually eliminated with the new fiber that has better bend performance in it. Another one is higher bandwidth type fiber like OM4, where you can go longer distances or run higher data rate applications. Some of the other things that have come out here is fiber products that are specifically designed and developed for data center applications. Whereas in the past, someone might have used traditional building LAN optics and tried to put those into your data center. And traditional building LAN solutions are now taking a different path than data center solutions, where you get higher density connectivity, like in a SAN network. And now there's actual optical solutions that have been designed and developed for data center applications like storage area networks and these higher data rate 4100 gig solutions that are going to be coming out in the future.
Are there any best practices that come to mind that people can keep in mind that might help them increase the return on their investments in optical networking?
Yeah, most definitely. I think that if you look at what your application is today, what you're running today, and then you have to project yourself where you're going to be in the future. So your churn rate with your equipment. You know that you're going to be heading down to a path maybe for higher data rate. You're moving from 1 gig to 10 gig to 40 gig to 100 gig. And you want to probably try to deploy a network that It's not a point-to-point specific application for what you're running today. You want to use techniques like zone distribution, where you're laying fiber into a zone, where you can then migrate that fiber to other applications and not have to dispose of it or have it not be related to the next application that you're working on. So zone distribution, modular solutions that you can reconfigure to run your applications that you're running into the future. Zone, modular, and make sure you're putting fiber in there that not only is for your application today, but that can run your applications in the future. So OM4 type fiber, bend insensitive, those type of solutions I think will get you not only where you are today, but where you want to be in the future.
You mentioned the moving from 1 to 10 to 40 to 100 gig.
Yeah.
Is it ever going to be fast enough?
It'll never be fast enough, and history repeats itself. So, as soon as the IEEE gets done with the 4100 gig standard, they're going to move on to the next one, whether that's 400 gig or terabit, and you could better be sure that the fiber optics will keep up with it.
You got it. We're talking here with Alan Ugolini at Interop in Las Vegas. Alan, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.